Celebritine, and in this video I'm going to give you a few tips on how to grow out my hair and how to grow your hair as fast as possible. Now, of course, I'm not a hair expert. I'm just going off of what worked for me and sharing with you some tips I found on the internet. So right now my hair is currently at my hips. I actually just cut it last week. I chopped off 4 inches of my hair. What? Was this a hairdresser nightmare? No, I actually wanted to cut off 4 inches of my hair because my hair was down to my butt and it was such a hassle. It was to the point where it was too long. And yes, there is such a thing as your hair being too long. Well, at least for me. Because for me, my hair was getting caught in my purse zipper, my backpack zipper. When people would close the door behind me, my hair would get caught in the door. In the regular door, the car door, all the time. My hair would get stuck on the seat belt. And the most embarrassing is that I would accidentally sit on it sometimes. I would just sit on the couch and be like, oh, my sister would ask, what just happened? And I would say, I just sat on my hair. I wanted to get a haircut because I just could not stand it anymore. So anyway, the reason I mentioned that is because the thumbnail I used for this video features me with really long hair, and if you see my hair now, you're like, what the heck happened? What's going on? Why do you have short hair? It's because any longer than hip length is too much for me. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you a list of tips, and they are in no particular order of importance. They're all very important, but I just listed them so it's easier to follow. Tip number 1 is hydrate yourself. Drink lots of water. It helps your body function, it helps your skin, and it helps your hair out. Tip number 2 also pertains to your diet. You need to eat healthy in order for you to have a healthy body, healthy skin, healthy hair. There are a ton of articles saying which foods are best for your hair, to help your hair grow, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess you can look those up and figure out what meals that you can make with those ingredients. But as long as you keep your body healthy, as in you're not eating junk food every single day, just watching TV, hardly moving, and just really neglecting your health, then it's going to affect your hair too. Tip number 3 also pertains to your health. Your health is so important. Health is just not drinking water and eating right / exercising. It's also your emotional health. If you're prone to stress, I notice that it actually affects your body. You may stress eat or maybe avoid eating, and that stress on your body and your mind also affects your hair. So my tip would be to try and keep a balanced mind. Okay, tip number 4, nourish your hair. And what I mean by nourish your hair is treat it with some deep conditioning or some other hair treatment. Like I have this Healing Shine from Hask Hair that I really like. I feel like it makes my hair really healthy afterwards. And I also used a deep conditioning packet also from Hask Hair. And you really notice a difference when you treat your hair. It's kind of like treating your hair to a spa day. Tip number 5 is to get a trim every once in a while. Now the original tip was to get a trim every 3 months, which I did when I was originally growing out my hair. My hair was a little bit under shoulder length with layers, and I would straighten it every single day, so it was really damaged. What I did was I cut the heat styling completely for 1 year, and for that year and a half, I think, I trimmed my hair every 3 months. And the reason it worked for me is because my hair was really, really damaged. But if your hair is fine, it's not that damaged, then you don't have to get a trim every 3 months. It could be longer than that. The reason why this tip varies is because it depends on how healthy your hair is. If your hair is unhealthy, then you need to trim off the damaged split ends, because if you don't trim it off when they're just forming, then they're just going to continue splitting and splitting and splitting. The more you wait, the more you're going to have to chop off in the end. Tip number 6, limit your heat styling to 3 times a week. Now for me, my first year and a half of me growing out my hair, I just totally avoided heat styling. I probably styled my hair with heat like 5 times that whole year. So if you feel like you need to style your hair every day, at least protect your hair in the smallest of ways. I'm sure it goes a long way. Like for me, when I straighten my hair, I use this Hair Styler Colorful Seasons 3 ceramic plated flat iron, and the ceramic is supposed to be better for your hair than just titanium or metal. So go with ceramic. Same thing goes with curling irons or wands. I use this 1.5 to 2 inch wand, also ceramic. It's from Rimmel London, I believe. Where are you? Just saw you. Oh, Remington. It's from Remington. Again, go with ceramic, not metal. And also use some heat protecting spray before you style your hair with heat. I believe it goes a long way, and it also helps with frizz. Tip number 7 is to actually use products to grow out your hair. I have seen some products at Ulta and Target and stuff that claim that they are hair stimulating and help with growth. I have not actually ever used any of those because my hair grows pretty fast by itself, but I did accidentally use one for a while. It was from Nexxus. Let me see what it is. A green bottle from Nexxus. I didn't necessarily see a difference because I only used it for about a week or so. But, I mean, it felt like it was working because it left my hair tingly. And I think I remember feeling that my hair felt like it had a lot of volume. I'm not sure that's what it's supposed to do. Well, it says thickening. So, I guess it was working. I mean, that's the closest thing I ever came to using a hair stimulating shampoo. So I would suggest starting out with that one because I feel like that one actually did start working. I just didn't use it as long as I probably should have if I wanted to see results, which I didn't, because I feel even though my hair doesn't seem that thick, I feel like it's thick to me and pretty long to me. I don't need to go that extra route of buying special shampoo or conditioner or products to grow out my hair. But if you feel that you need to do that, then I would suggest going with that one, or just doing your research and figuring out which products work best. Tip number 8. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually dyed my hair for the very first time a couple months ago, and you probably did notice because you can see my roots. I purposely have not done my roots just to see, just to show you how fast my hair grows. It's only been about a month and a half, and I've already grown, like, what is this, half an inch to an inch worth of hair. And not only did I just dye it, I actually dyed it a lighter color, which is really, really bad. Now, mine wasn't as bad because there are 2 ways you can lighten your hair. You can just lighten your hair with just straight dye, just color, or you can bleach your hair and then put the color in it. Now, my hair color is really dark brown. Some people even say it's black, but it's not black, it's dark brown. And I wanted to go for something lighter because I feel that my natural hair color is not very me. And I'm sure that people who dye their hair feel that way and they want to change and all that jazz. But if you want to grow out your hair, you have to be really careful with dyeing your hair. Now, I would say if you're trying to grow out your hair, just completely avoid dyeing your hair because that's just damage that you do not need. I would say just to go on a year cleanse of not dyeing your hair and not heat styling your hair, and you'll see a big difference in your hair. And again, if you're thinking about dyeing your hair, and especially dyeing your hair a lighter color, definitely avoid bleaching your hair. I was so terrified that I would have to bleach my hair because my hair was so dark that if the color treatment didn't work by itself, I was going to say forget it. I am not going to risk my hair falling out, thinning out. It's just not worth it. Luckily, when they just put the dye in, it worked, so I didn't have to bleach my hair, which is so good because when you have to bleach your hair, what it does is it strips away the color from your hair, and then they add the dye into the hair, which is just more chemicals on top of chemicals, and your hair just falls out and it thins out. Even with just the color, I noticed that my hair got thinner. Not super dramatically thinner, but I can tell a difference. Because normally my hair is coarse. And my hair actually feels like a normal person's hair now. But if you have thin hair and then you're looking to dye your hair lighter, your hair is going to get even thinner. So it's totally up to you if you want to risk it. Tip number 9 is to wash your hair every other day. As in, you wash your hair on Monday, you put your hair in a ponytail or a bun or a shower cap on Tuesday and just wash your body. And on Wednesday, you wash your hair and your body again. And then you just do that every other day. Now I know some people need to wash their hair every day because they sweat or their hair is really oily. So, go for it. But I'm just saying this is for people who have dry hair. I actually have dry hair, so I wash my hair every other day because that's enough time for my natural oils to seep out and nourish my hair. But if your hair is especially oily, then yes, take a shower every day. But if your hair is dry and need to be nourished by your natural oils, then wash your hair every other day. Okay, tip number 10, my final tip is simple. Just brush your hair. You don't want your hair to have lots of knots because then it's just hard for your hair to grow out because it's all knotted and nice and straight. It's easier to just flow out and grow. And this is the brush I use for brushing my hair. I have read that the best brush to use, the best thing to use for brushing out your hair or combing out your hair is a wide comb. I never use a comb because I have too much hair and it takes forever. I just use this brush. I feel like it's really good at taking out the knots. And just to show you how I brush my hair, I start at the bottom to take out the knots and then I work my way up. And the reason you do that is because if you start from up here, you have knots up here and you have to go yank out all the hair. But if you start from here, you get rid of these knots and by the time you're up here, it's nice and smooth. So yeah, those are all the tips I have for you on growing your hair out as fast as possible. I'm sure if you dedicate yourself to growing out your hair, then you certainly will do it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click that red subscribe button if you have not already so I can see you next time. Bye!